Hey guys, good morning. It's Tara with What a Good Dog. Today's my second vlog, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the gut training concept. Why do we train and how do we train? So why we train is not because we're trying necessarily to enter a competition or do agility. We just want to have a good relationship with our dogs, and the way to communicate that is often with training. It also helps you to get the kind of behaviors that you want to get from your animal, because it sets up a channel of communication whereby you can say, do this, get a reward, yes, do this again. And it's a very effective channel. Now, a lot of people say to me, I don't have time. And I get it. I don't have time either. But what my suggestion is, and when you take it, it usually works. Work in little increments. So we're not talking about an hour training session. You don't have time. Your dog doesn't have the bandwidth or capacity to focus. So just take little chunks of time. Just commit to doing a few training sessions for 3 minutes or 5 minutes each training session. So maybe you're going to train 10 minutes a day. Maybe you're going to train 6 minutes a day. What I find happens is the more that you train in those short increments, the more motivated you become. So you start to see little breakthroughs with your dog, and that builds on your motivation to keep going. And the dogs, it's a fun little, practice. They enjoy working with you, communicating with you, and so it builds on itself. So that's the first thing. How do I train? How do I find the time? Just a few minutes. Now, for some people who work outside the home, who don't maybe work for a dog-friendly company, there's a dog-friendly company here in Southern California called Anduril. It's a very cool company, and they're focused on their employees' well-being, basically. So if they have a dog and the dog is well-behaved, they're welcome to bring the dog to work. In that case, it'd be easy to carve out a few minutes, during your day, several times a day, to work with your dog. So if you can't work for Anduril, and you work at a company or you work somewhere outside of the home, my suggestion is just to use the time wisely. A lot of people, and raise your hand if you feed your dog out of a bowl, they feed their dog using a bowl. Well, that's great and it's convenient, but it really doesn't use that food resource in the best way. If you could ask your dog to perform a behavior and mark that behavior, say yes, good dog, or use a clicker like I use, and then reinforce the dog using the food that you are going to feed him anyway, it's a much better use of time and resource that you'd otherwise miss out on. I don't know if that makes sense. We'll go over who needs a food bowl anyway a little bit later in my talks, but just for today, the takeaway is short little tiny sessions and using your food as a motivator to get your dog to work. Okay? Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.